Should you practice in front of a mirror or not? This is a highly debatable topic, a highly debatable question, because since age-old times, all public speaking coaches and speakers used to suggest that it is really a good way to practice in front of a mirror. But eventually, there was a research that challenged this particular concept of practicing in front of the mirror. And according to the research, it was suggested that you should not practice in front of the mirror. What should you actually do? Should you practice in front of the mirror or should you not? So in this video, I'm going to talk about both sides of the arguments, why practicing in front of the mirror is a good way, is a good option. And I'm also going to tell you what exactly the research says and why they are suggesting against it. So I advise you to watch this complete video to get the entire perspective, the entire big picture of whether you should practice in front of the mirror or not. That is for you to decide after watching this video. Hi, I'm Ishani Gupta, radio anchor and a public speaking coach. Now, before we move on, here's a reminder, do subscribe to my channel for more tips on public speaking and effective communication. So let me first start with what are the benefits of practicing in front of the mirror? Why was it suggested for so many years before the research had surfaced? Nobody actually questioned this concept. The first benefit is to get instant feedback by looking at the mirror and making possible adjustments. So as you're practicing in front of the mirror, you get to see yourself, you get to see your facial expressions, your hand movements, your body language, your entire presentation. The second benefit was you will learn to smile while speaking. What happens is when we are not assessing ourselves, we don't know how we look, right? When we are speaking, sometimes we look very scary. So as to say that we don't really realize, but there has been a situation when a speaker is speaking and the expressions are so angry, so scary that when this person looks at him or herself after the recorded self, after the presentation gets over, he or she is actually scared looking at that presentation because he or she did not really expect that this is the way they look like when they are presenting. It is always advisable to smile while you are speaking because this will help you connect better with your audience. And the third reason why they suggest it is it is very instantly accessible. Mirrors are everywhere. So you don't have to wait to record yourself and then replay that and then watch what is going on. Now, having said that, let me come to the research that said why it is a completely bad idea to speak and practice in front of the mirror, okay? The biggest argument was that whenever you are speaking in front of the people, obviously you are not looking at yourself, right? You are speaking in front of your audience, the audience is looking, but you really don't know how you're looking like. And in that case, it is advisable to create the real situation by not looking at the mirror, because in that case, you might try to change the way you look and become self-conscious and even nervous if you are doing so. So that was a very major argument that was given against this concept. Then secondly, it is often distracting. Like when you are speaking in front of the mirror, you're looking at yourself and you might even get lost in looking at yourself. You might forget what you were speaking because you're just looking at yourself, your face, and so many thoughts might come to your mind. Oh, there is dark circle below my eyes. Oh my God, I'm not smiling as much as I should have smiled, you know? My hair looks so bad, I should wash them. So many thoughts will come and distract you. So that is the reason why mirror is a bad idea. And then the third most important argument that was given against it was we tend to focus on the wrong things. So even while you are speaking in front of the mirror and trying to assess yourself, trying to see what is your body language or facial expressions, if they are correct or not, even then, some people might not look at the right thing. So instead of looking at their hand gestures, their facial expressions, they might look at something completely wrong, which is not really required, that is not even relevant, like your hair, the way you are looking, your makeup, maybe your eyeliner is a little faded, or your lipstick is a little here and there, or your dress color, all of those things. Maybe you are focusing more on those things instead of your hand gestures and your facial expressions. But obviously that can be corrected, right? And it is always advisable, if you are not able to judge yourself correctly, go to a mentor, go to an expert who knows what is right, what is going wrong, and he or she will guide you. All right. So instead, what should you do then? If mirror is not an option, then what exactly should you do? So you have two very good options of practicing. The first one is practicing in front of a video camera. In that ways, you are not even looking at yourself. It is as if you are speaking in front of the audience, imaginary audience, while practicing, looking at the video camera, and it will record all your hand gestures, hand movements, and facial expressions. And then you can always go back to that recording and evaluate for yourself what is right, what is wrong, what should be improved. Okay. So that ways you can always judge yourself whether you are smiling enough or not, whether your hand movements are more distractive or less distractive, or you should use it more often or not. Then comes the second way, and that is practicing in front of some kind of an audience, real people. By that, I mean you can practice in front of your friends or your family. They are the ones who are going to look at you, listen to you, and give genuine feedback. So if you are not smiling enough, that is one point that can be mentioned by them, or whatever they are feeling. They are the audience, right? So they'll be able to tell you what is going wrong, what should be improved. So they can also provide you with very good feedback. So I hope you are now clear with both point of views, and you decide what is comfortable for you. I'm not those kinds who is one-sided, like very rigid. I'm not those kinds. If it works, because obviously the mirror technique had been given for so many years for a reason, right? It has been a very popular method of practicing for some reason. So if it works for you, if you're not focusing on the wrong things, if you're not getting distracted, then yes, you can do that. Obviously, at that time, when smartphones were not there, when video cameras were not there, people had no option but to go to a mirror and speak. But now we have other options like video cameras, smartphones, and you can record yourself very easily. So this is a very viable option for you, and you can definitely go to a video camera over a mirror. But of course, it is up to you to decide what suits you, what is good for you. And even after that, I would suggest it is always better to have yourself evaluated by an expert, because to a certain extent, you will be able to judge yourself and make the needed improvements. But after a point, you might need an expert advice on whether you are doing it correctly or not. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. So please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more valuable content, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.